Good afternoon, everybody. Please be seated. Let me start by introducing myself. My name is Mark Stetter, and I have the privilege and honor to be the Dean of the College of Veterinary Medicine and Biomedical Science. Just a quick reminder, if you have not already, please turn off those cell phones if you would. So welcome one and all. What a wonderful day here in Colorado. Welcome to our brand new renovated Laurie Student Center, beautiful place. And thank you all for making this a priority to celebrate and recognize the accomplishments of these graduates. All these accomplishments and of this magnitude are never done alone, and so we will not only celebrate with the graduates, but with the families, the friends, and the faculty that have all come to make this day possible. We're so pleased that you're all here today, and we thank you for making the time and the travel to bring us all together. I'm going to start with some key introductions of those on the platform committee. These individuals have an important role and will assist us with the commencement ceremony today. I'm going to ask each person as they're introduced to rise, and I'm going to ask the audience to please hold your applause until everybody has been introduced. I'd like to present Dr. Colin Clay, Professor and Department Head for Biomedical Sciences. Dr. Jack Nikoloff, Professor and Department Head for Environmental and Radiological Health Sciences. Dr. Sandra Quackenbush, Professor and Associate Head for Microbiology, Immunology, and Pathology. Dr. Kathleen Pickering, Vice Provost for Undergraduate Affairs. Dr. Lou Swanson, Vice President for Engagement. And Dr. C.W. Miller, Professor and Associate Head, Biomedical Sciences. Dr. David Gilkey, Associate Professor and Director for Environmental Radiological Health Sciences. Professor Susan Dinas, Associate Professor and Associate Head for Microbiology, Immunology, and Pathology. And Dr. Teresa Todak, Alumni Association for Colorado State, with 2 degrees from CSU, both in environmental health and a Doctor of Veterinary Medicine. Please join me in recognizing the platform group. Thank you. It's now my pleasure to introduce Hannah Baird, graduate of Biomedical Sciences, who has been selected by her peers in the College Student Council to make a commencement address today. Hannah, thank you, and please join me at the podium.
Good evening, friends, family, faculty, and fellow graduates of the class of 2014. Now, I must warn you, I was only given 4 minutes to give this speech, but I decided to add 1 minute for every year our tuition was raised. I also have the responsibility of pointing out the elephant in the room, which is, we all know, December graduations are awkward. We also know that about half of you in this room are the overachievers graduating early, making us super seniors look really bad. So thank you for that. In reality, we all know that graduating from the College of Veterinary Medicine and Biomedical Sciences at Colorado State University is not only a mouthful, but it's a great accomplishment. CSU has prepared us well for futures as leaders and professionals in the adult world. And I know that our parents and families are extremely proud of us. And I'm going to urge them to hold on to that sense of pride when we move home next week. After graduation, our greatest challenge is not going to be becoming adults. Our greatest challenge after graduation is going to be to hold on to our still childlike appreciation of the world. For example, we're still in the lucky phase of life where we appreciate the small things, like the fat, creepy squirrels that run around on campus. We have a creative imagination to understand that the Morgan Library was not ruined, it was turned into a pop-up book. Jokes never seem to get old, especially ones about Tony Frank's beard or email length. We still take naps. We beg for snow days. We even run around in our underwear. It's all for a good cause. We have arch enemies, and they live in Boulder. We still believe we can make a difference. We still believe we can change the world. And we will do just that if we can hold on to our childlike views. Children have a unique ability to see today, full of possibilities, full of potential, and they seize that without questioning. Children say yes more than they say no. Children actually see reality better than adults do, simply because they view reality with hope. That's how reality was always meant to be looked at. So after graduation, our challenge will to be flood the adult world as big kids. Then, for our generation and future generations, the new vets, doctors, professors, leaders, environmentalists, they'll all just be big kids with great experience. I leave you now with a quote from YouTube, of course, from one of my inspirations, the Kid President. He says, "Don't stop believing. Unless your dream is stupid, then get a different dream, and keep going, keep going, keep going. Create something that will make the world awesome." So, class of barely 2014, almost 2015, congratulations on your graduation. Let's go be the big kids we always wanted to be. Go Rams!
Thank you, Hannah. I have a feeling "Don't Stop Believing" was a different song now than it was when I was. It's a special treat to recognize students who are graduating with distinctions and with honors. For students being honored, I'm going to ask you to please stand as I call your name and remain standing until all of your colleagues in that category have been introduced, and then I will have the audience please recognize that group. Let me start with students who are graduating with the highest distinction based upon their grade point average. Summa cum laude graduates are in the top 1% of their class. Magna cum laude graduates are in the next 3% of their class, and cum laude graduates are in the next 6% of their class. These students may be wearing gold regalia today. Matthew O'Day is graduating magna cum laude. Kelly Stewart and Catherine Yunker are graduating cum laude. If you'd please stand and be recognized. Candidates graduating as University Honor Scholars or Disciplinary Honor Scholars must complete honors programs with a grade point average greater than 3.5, and these students may be wearing green bachelor's regalia. Candidates for graduation as honor scholars are Hannah Baird, Olivia Chouvet, Laura Kello, Aspen King, Wojtek Koklinski, Caitlin Wilson, and Catherine Yunker. The Mortar Board, Phi Kappa Phi, and the National Society of Collegiate Scholars, honorary societies that recognize college students for achievement in scholarship, leadership, and service. I'm going to ask you to please stand when your name is called and remain standing today. We honor for Mortar Board, Catherine Yunker. For Phi Kappa Phi, Hannah Baird. From the National Society of Collegiate Scholars, we recognize Olivia Chouvet and Nathan Main. The college is particularly proud when we recognize outstanding graduates from our degree programs. During each graduation, graduates are evaluated by their department faculty and members of the unit graduating, giving that degree to determine if a graduate has risen through achievement and promise to the level of outstanding graduate. This is an honor of the highest order and one that might not be bestowed every graduating term. The college is particularly proud to recognize outstanding graduates in each of the degree programs. I'm going to ask Professor Susan Dinas, Professor C.W. Miller, and Professor David Gilkey come forward to present the awards. And I'm going to ask that our students, Wojtek Kuklinski, Matthew O'Day, and Kelly Stewart, please be ready to come forward and escorted by the marshal.
Each semester, the faculty recognize an outstanding graduate for academic excellence and/or service to the department or the community. And all of Wojtek's instructors commented that he is a very strong student who excelled in their courses. But they also remarked about other qualities. The fact that he has a really positive attitude, he never complains, he's always willing to do whatever is needed, he's diligent, and he's dedicated. And it is these traits, in combination with his scholarship, that make him stand out, even in this group of really outstanding graduates. Wojtek has worked in the research laboratory of Dr. Brian Foy, and he's been working on a really challenging project to try to control the transmission of West Nile virus. Dr. Foy sent me some comments that I want to share with you because I think they provide a very colorful description of some of the tasks that Wojtek has performed that were essential to the project, but not necessarily very glamorous. So this is what Dr. Foy writes. Wojtek has been working in my lab for several years now, and he has been one of our prime mosquito farmers since his start. This is not an easy job. You work in a hot room in about 80% humidity, moving and pouring gross mosquito-rearing water. And the mosquitoes inevitably escape, and they try to bite you, and you have to constantly be washing all these rearing bins, and they smell like fish because they feed fish scum to the mosquito larvae. And then you have to grow enough mosquitoes to actually complete the experiment and have some, or to keep the colony growing and to still be able to do the experiment. And he says that Wojtek has done this job fantastically. In addition to being a mosquito farmer par excellence, that's something you should have on your resume, I think. Wojtek raised chickens and caught wild doves for this project. Rearing chickens and catching wild doves is a messy job in its own right. So not only did he come home or go to class every day smelling like dirty fish water, but that smell was now mixed with bird poop smell. I'm sure his classmates and roommates loved it when Wojtek walked in the room. The fact that Wojtek adopted one of his experimental chickens as a pet is testament to his dedication to the project. Wojtek was also a teaching assistant for the general microbiology lab, and he and Pete Justice, who's the instructor for the lab, have a really great rapport. And Pete wanted me to say to you for the last time, you're fired. That's an inside joke, but we all get it. This semester, Wojtek also was a teaching assistant in the virology lab, and this turned out to be really a good thing for the department because shortly after the semester began, the graduate teaching assistant was sidelined when she tore her Achilles tendon. And Wojtek stepped right up and took over those responsibilities, which was a great relief to the instructor, Dr. Suchman. And Dr. Suchman comments that Wojtek is a super hard worker, but he seems to think that he is a slacker, which is indicative of the very high standards that he holds for himself. So Wojtek plans to go on to graduate school, and I think you'll agree he's probably going to accomplish that goal. Please join me in congratulating Wojtek.
Choosing an outstanding senior is never easy, but as they say, some committee has to do it. Our majors, by the way, and congratulations to all of the BMS fall graduates. Our majors are actually striving to go to professional schools, graduate school, and the professional schools might be med schools, dental schools, veterinary school, as well as biotechnology industries, and then there's that other category where our students do some amazing things. The committee now, in terms of picking the outstanding graduate, considers a lot of different things, but one of them is the academic accomplishments, and Matt certainly rose to the challenge there. It weighed significantly in his selection, but he did lots of other things during his college career. He's always upbeat, and as he said many times in his resume, he wants to make the world a better place. Everybody who's worked with Matt, and that includes his colleagues and his faculty, have always commented how he's always so helpful and always so positive, always wanting to help others. Matt graduated in 3.5 years, not only because of his hard work in college, but because he brought in a lot of credits from his hard work in high school. Matt, you were the vice president of your pre-dental club. By the way, Matt's already been accepted to dental school, and he had numerous opportunities. During his time giving back, Matt helped a lot of local dentists, including his dad in Hawaii, work in the dental clinics. But one of his most significant volunteer things was as Project Smile. The director of the program here in Fort Collins absolutely raved about Matt's dedication to the project. Matt never missed an event. He had to bike all over Fort Collins, even in the blizzards that we had a couple of times. He never would accept a ride from that director who tried to get him to get in out of the snow. The children even told the organizers that Dr. Matt made them feel comfortable as he showed them his enthusiasm and excitement about dentistry. I'm certain some of those kids will pursue careers in science because of you, Matt, and your enthusiasms. Folks knowledgeable about Matt's chairside manner commented about his ability to make patients feel at ease while allowing the dentist to work efficiently and effectively. A principal associated with Project Smile, who's been a principal and a teacher for 40 years, said, "I have never met a more gracious, motivated, intelligent gentleman," that's you, Matt, than Matt Oda. So in Matt's resume, he's done a lot of other things, cans around the oval, lots of cleanup activities for all kinds of organizations and people, Discovery Museum. You were, I guess, a dancer and a ukulele player for the Hawaiian Club. So finally, Matt is also a long-term volunteer in the Special Olympics and other activities involving children with special needs. He devoted a major part of his summer and winter breaks helping with games for the Special Olympics, serving lunch to these young people, being a friend, and cheering the kids on during their events. He also helped his dad perform dental exams on these patients. Matt has an older brother with special needs, and of course the Special Olympics is an activity that Matt holds dear to his heart. Matt's mom, where is Matt's mom and dad? Thank you for Matt. Matt's mom wanted Matt to be raised to be humble and thankful, for his life was easy compared to some. Matt's joy for the Special Olympics came from the smiles on the athletes' faces. Matt, you have been professional, community-minded, a leader, and academically stellar during your time with us. It is my pleasure on behalf of the BMS faculty to congratulate you as our outstanding senior, and good luck in dental school.
Ms. Kelly Stewart is this year's Outstanding Graduate in Environmental Health. The Outstanding Graduate is selected by the faculty for their outstanding contributions and achievements in academics and service. Kelly has multiple achievements both inside and outside the university and is most deserving of this recognition. Kelly hails from Windsor, Colorado. She has earned her Bachelor's of Science degree in Environmental Health with a minor in Food Science and Safety with an overall GPA of 3.8 and was a regular on the Dean's List. In reviewing your transcript, I did notice there were 6 A+, so congratulations. Sorry, no extra credit. Kelly is a remarkable woman. In addition to her studies, she completed a mentored research experience with CDC scientists in Fort Collins investigating bacterial and viral pathogens, arthropod vectors such as fleas, ticks, and mosquitoes on mammalian hosts in field and laboratory. She also completed an internship at Colorado Mosquito Control, where she operated a trap network and conducted arboviral surveillance. She performed taxonomic identification of mosquitoes, imagine that, using a dissection microscope for decisions on larviciding and adulticiding for control of vectors for West Nile virus. Kelly then secured yet another internship at New Belgium Brewery, working with the Environmental Health and Safety team, where she assisted in the development of online training programs, including Global Harmonized System, food allergens, respiratory protection, and waste management. And she impressed them with her excellence as such that they offered her a job last March. So Kelly's continued to be very busy performing various environmental health and safety trainings, responding to facility incidents, assisting in incident investigations and documentation, administering their chemical safety program, and performing facility audits using her knowledge of federal, state, and local regulations for compliance. She's been a little more tired lately in class, but always attended and participated. So it's been an absolute pleasure to have her in class this past semester. I'm sure that Kelly's parents are thrilled with her achievement. Where are they? Okay, she has a job. Woohoo! So Kelly will continue her work as part of the New Belgium EHS team and explore aspects of environmental health and safety to really find her niche and her passion. I recently had lunch with Kelly, and she told me that she knows how lucky she is to have secured a meaningful job with a great company and in Fort Collins. She likes making money and is excited to graduate and will be returning to graduate school in the future. In the meantime, though, she will continue making money. Mom and Dad, good thing. She'll buy a new car and enjoy a good book. So please help me congratulate Ms. Kelly Stewart in her many accomplishments and future successes.
Thank you, professors. And my congratulations to Votek, Matthew, and Kelly for an outstanding undergraduate career. I know that there will be great things from you for many, many years to come. I can only imagine the difficulty deciding if you're going to work with adulticide mosquitoes versus working at New Belgium. That must have been a really difficult decision. Nice to have career options. Dr. Pickering, it is my pleasure to confirm that each of these students has completed the degree requirements for their program of study and have been recommended by the faculty members in that discipline to receive their academic degree.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you. It's my privilege and pleasure to be here with your amazing graduates and their families and the faculty here in the college. So thank you very much. This is the moment you've all been waiting for, the moment at the back of your mind when you're up late at night studying, planning for your future, experiencing new things, which apparently involve mosquitoes in most instances. And this is the moment when you leave this room utterly transformed from who you were when you first arrived at CSU, now with the knowledge, the skills, and the compassion to transform the world for good. So graduates, would you please rise while we confer the degrees? By the authority vested in me by the Board of Governors of the Colorado State University System, I hereby confer upon you the degree of Bachelor of Science, with all the rights, privileges, obligations, and responsibilities thereby pertaining. Guests, family members, and colleagues, please join me in congratulating these amazing graduates. Thank you, graduates. Please be seated.
I'd now like to ask our commencement marshals, Chase Weldon, College Career Liaison, and Dr. Erica Suchman, Professor of Microbiology, Immunology, and Pathology, would you please escort the graduates to the platform? Dr. Ken Blem, our Associate Dean for Academic and Student Affairs, will read a unique statement about each one of the graduates while that graduate is being honored at the platform.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure to announce the graduates from the Department of Microbiology, Immunology, and Pathology. They will be greeted by Associate Professor Sandra Quackenbush and by Associate Professor Susan Dinas, and offered congratulations by college and university officials, Dean Mark Stetter, Vice Provost Kathy Pickering, Vice President Lou Swanson, and Alumni Representative Dr. Teresa Todak. Wojtek Kuklinski is from Parker, Colorado. Wojtek was a teaching assistant for our molecular and medical virology class while here at Colorado State. He's currently deciding between obtaining a master's of public health or a graduate degree focusing on epidemiology of infectious disease. Brianna Marie Baca is from Pueblo. After graduation, Brianna plans to work in industry and also hopes to use her degree to travel to areas where she can be an educator for public health. Monica Young is from Waco, Texas. Monica, as a graduate in microbiology, has plans to look for a job focusing in infectious disease or infectious disease research. Brooke Melissa Valbert from Lakewood, Colorado. While at Colorado State, Brooke did a summer research project with Dr. Glenda Tate Allen. This focused on parasitic infections transmitted at outdoor dog parks. Brooke will begin clinical laboratory scientist training at Denver Health in the upcoming fall term. Margaret Cole Rollert is from Denver. Margaret will begin veterinary school this fall as part of a collaborative program here at Colorado State University in the College of Veterinary Medicine and Biomedical Sciences. Kenneth Michael Christofferson hails from Titusville, Florida. While at Colorado State, Kenneth worked in the laboratory of Dr. Alan Schenkel. He has been accepted to the Clinical Laboratory Scientist program at Metropolitan State University of Denver and plans a career in clinical pathology. Julius Johnson from Westminster, Colorado. Julius is a graduate in microbiology and has plans at this particular point in time to continue on with his studies in graduate school. Aspen Elizabeth King. From Lakewood, Colorado, graduates today with a major in microbiology and a minor in Spanish. As an undergraduate, Aspen interned at Allosource as a research microbiologist. She plans to earn a master's degree in biomedical sciences before going on to an eventual medical degree. Andrew Martin Bender from Strasburg, Colorado. Andrew plans to work in pharmaceuticals. He is also a super awesome DJ at KCSU and self-professed, I take it, and worked in a tuberculosis laboratory at the Foothills Research Campus. Hannah Baird. Commencement speaker extraordinaire from Littleton, Colorado. Studied abroad in Chile, served on the RAM Catholic Student Advisory Board, went on a mission to Nicaragua, and ran the Horsetooth Half Marathon. Hannah plans to become a physician's assistant. Matthew Takashi Oda of Honolulu, Hawaii, was an active participant in the Huio Hawaii Club, pre-dental club, and has many great memories with his roommates. Matt plans on entering dental school in the upcoming fall term. Caitlin Eileen Wilson is from Dallas, Texas. Caitlin was involved in Zeta Tau Alpha, worked at a pediatric orthopedic hospital, and studied abroad in China. Caitlin plans to go to medical school to become a pediatrician. Olivia Faith Chevet from Loveland, Colorado. Took part in the Colorado State Anatomy program, doing presentations to local schools. She shadowed multiple doctors and was a volunteer during Brain Awareness Week. Olivia is planning on attending dental school. Julia Rose Cucarola of Sterling, Colorado. Volunteered in clinics, Nicaragua and Costa Rica, researched with microbiology professor Dr. Dow, was a member of Sigma Alpha sorority and a senator for Colorado State Student Senate. She will travel and work as a medical technician before applying to medical school. Aaron Wilson of Arvada, Colorado, was on the CSU mountain bike team, vice president of Premedica, volunteered with Poudre Valley Hospital and Worldwide Organic Farming in Spain, and completed the Camino de Santiago. Aaron is planning to apply to physician assistant school. Ladies and gentlemen, a moment to pause and apologies on behalf of the announcer. We just recently changed over to graduates in the Department of Biomedical Sciences. They're being greeted by Department Head Colin Clay, Associate Head Charles Miller, and graduations are being offered by college and university officials. And the guy who's reading these cards didn't get his cue up here, and that's why he missed up. Continuing on with our honored graduates. Angelica North of Hartford, Wisconsin. Worked as a veterinary technician during her time here at Colorado State. She plans to apply to veterinary school and continue her professional development and studies in that area. Connor Rogie of Greeley enjoyed playing intercollegiate football, especially that game against Alabama. He was enjoyed taking part in Athletes in Action and getting to dissect human cadavers. Were any of those from Alabama by chance, Connor? Connor plans to attend the Colorado State University Biomedical Sciences Master's Program and then proceed on to medical school. Emily Renee Vogt of Colorado Springs. Emily was vice president of the Argentine Tango Club and worked at the Veterinary Teaching Hospital. Emily plans to attend graduate school to obtain her master's degree in human anatomy, then pursue medical school to become a neurosurgeon. Laura Grace Kello. Laura comes to us from Perth of Western Australia. That's how we say that. Served as an assistant in Corbett Hall, a mentor in Campus Corps, interned at the Center. She is seeking full-time employment before attending veterinary school. Catherine Ann Junker of Longmont. Catherine participated in intramural volleyball leagues, summited her first 14er, and served as treasurer for Sigma Alpha. Catherine plans to attend Colorado State to pursue a career in veterinary medicine and in public health. Shanti Clausen Miller of Lakewood. Shanti served as an EMT for Poudre Valley Hospital, volunteered with Larimer County Search and Rescue, and enjoyed trail running with her German pointer, Yoshi. Shanti plans on pursuing a career in emergency medical services and nursing. Erica Roybal from Meeker, Colorado, earned degrees in biomedical sciences and history, co-authored 3 publications, researched in Japan, traveled to Portugal as a medical intern, and worked for Ramride. Erica will begin working for Allosource after returning from France. Samuel Vasquez of New Orleans, Louisiana, researched phytopathology in the Leach Lab at Colorado State, volunteered at the Fort Collins Bicycle Cooperative, and plans to pursue a research career in oncology. Ladies and gentlemen, it's now my pleasure to announce the graduates from the Department of Environmental, Radiological, Health Sciences. They'll be greeted by Department Head, Dr. Jack Nikoloff, and Associate Head, Dr. David Gilkey, offered congratulations by college and university officials. Kelly Stewart from Windsor, Colorado. While in college, Kelly had a variety of professional experiences, including work at Centers for Disease Control, Colorado Mosquito Control, and most recently, New Belgium Brewing. Kelly will remain in Fort Collins upon graduation and continue with the start of a career at New Belgium in the Environmental and Health and Safety Department. Matt Little from Colorado Springs. Matt volunteered with various organizations throughout his time here. He completed an internship with Avago Technologies and is currently seeking employment in the environmental health profession. While graduating from college is an accomplishment in himself, he considers his greatest achievement during his college career to be marrying his best friend, who he also brought to class and was bored her with one of Dr. Clem's lectures. So. Kelly Hickson is from Mission Viejo, California. She has been an officer in the Environmental Health Student Association, had 2 civil engineering internships, and has performed research on cook stove emissions for the past 6 months. Kelly had the opportunity to study abroad in New Zealand and had the time of her life. Immediately after graduation, she'll spend the holidays at home with her family and return to Fort Collins to continue her research on cook stoves. Benjamin Martinez, K.A. Benji, from Longmont, Colorado. During his time here at Colorado State, Benji has volunteered with the City of Fort Collins Healthy Sustainable Homes program and will be remembered by his CSU colleagues for his ever-present huge smile. Benji is seeking an internship in the environmental health and safety field. Nicholas Vasquez. Nick is from Lakewood. For the past 2.5 years, he's been working on issues of hazardous waste, chemical management, and water quality at Colorado State's Environmental Health Services. He was nominated there for the Colorado State University Student Employee of the Year in 2012. After graduation, he plans to continue his work there on a first-of-its-kind chemical management system. Nathan A. Main. Nate is from Denver. He interned in hazardous waste here at Colorado State University's Environmental Health Services, and one of his favorite memories from college is summiting Long's Peak before sunrise with a group of friends. After graduation, Nate hopes to engage in adventures around the world, continue to be one foot in front of the other, and see where life takes him. Tyler Strample from Littleton. Some of his favorite college memories came from playing with the Colorado State men's club soccer team and going out on the town with his boys from squad. I hope I just didn't say something nasty, Tyler. Tyler interned in the hazardous waste program with Colorado State's Environmental Health Services and plans to pursue a career in the environmental health field. Jua Wang is a transfer student from Hefei, China. Jua is a double major in biology and environmental health. She volunteered in the Healthy Sustainable Homes program for the city of Fort Collins and worked for the Colorado State Chinese Student Scholars Association. After graduation, Jua is going to continue her work as a risk management environmental intern for the city of Loveland, Colorado. David Gonzalez comes to... David is from Arvada. He volunteered, worked, and was a member of several campus organizations, including SACNAS. He currently is an environmental health specialist with Will County Department of Public Health and Environment after interning with them for almost a year. In the future, he plans on obtaining a master's in public health. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope that you join me with a sense of pride and pleasure in congratulating these majors from microbiology, biomedical sciences, and environmental health from the College of Veterinary Medicine and Biomedical Sciences. Congratulations, graduates.
On behalf of the entire College of Veterinary Medicine and Biomedical Science, I extend to all of our fall 2014 graduates congratulations for a job well done. We very much share your sense of achievement, pride, and satisfaction on this major accomplishment. Now I'd like to pay tribute to a vital force here at the university, a force which each of you receiving a degree today are now part of, and I'm referring now to the Colorado State University Alumni Association. And I'm pleased to introduce Dr. Teresa Todak, a Colorado State alum, to induct our newest alumni.
Congratulations again to you all. Job well done. My name is Teresa Todak. I graduated, or I found myself sitting in the same spot 9.5 years ago. And I got my diploma from the College of Veterinary Medicine and Biomedical Sciences, both in environmental health and then in veterinary medicine. I'll never forget how excited and proud I felt to finally get my diploma in my hand. But I also remember feeling a little sentimental about leaving this beautiful campus and this program and jumping into real life. Leaving behind some of the greatest times at Colorado State University. I left behind tailgating at Hughes Stadium, late-night study sessions, memorizing the Krebs cycle, and learning to cook and burning mini meals in a basement apartment. But there were a lot of things that I took with me as well. I took with me the ability to speak with confidence from the strong knowledge base that I got from this community. I took with me the ability to work with others. All those silly group projects where they put you with people you didn't want to work with, yeah, that's daily life. And then I took with me the appreciation of the support of those around me. These incredible professors are some of the best people you'll meet. They supported me in my professional goals and supported me as a person. It's amazing to walk into a room after 10 years and still have someone recognize your face and give you a big hug. From this graduation, I moved on to veterinary school and then moved on to practice small animal medicine in Denver. It may be time for you to move on as well, and everyone sitting here has a different path and future ahead. But whether you stay in Fort Collins or move to the far ends of the world, you have one important thing in common with each other and more than 200,000 others that have gone before you. You are alumni of Colorado State University. I'd like to be the first to welcome you to the alumni family.
You join poets and scientists, teachers and engineers, food producers, care providers, and entrepreneurs. When you leave this campus, be assured your university will not leave you. No matter where your personal and professional journey takes you, know that CSU Alumni Association, your college, and your former professors here will be with you through every step of the way. Congratulations, and go Rams.
Thank you, Teresa. Our college is routinely rated one of the top universities in the country, if not the world. And there are a great many things that must come together to provide this level of excellence. Two of the most critical elements in this combination are both our students and our faculty. And I know that we have the very best in both of these categories. I'd now like to ask the faculty members that are in attendance today to please stand. Please join me in recognizing these individuals who played such an important part in the accomplishments of these graduates. Thank you. I'd also like to recognize Dr. Ken Blem, our Associate Dean, whose team and himself have done such an outstanding job for many years and also today in pulling off such wonderful commencement ceremony. Thank you very much, Dr. Blem. I think it is also appropriate that you, our new graduates, who are graduating, show your appreciation to some of the individuals who have contributed so much to your achievements here today. I'd like to ask the parents, the spouses, family, and friends to please rise and be thanked and congratulated by the alums. I ask now that the members of the audience please remain seated while the platform committee and the students and the faculty leave the ballroom as Colorado State alma mater is played by our CSU marching band. I hope that you will join us for refreshments just outside in the lobby area as we celebrate today with the graduates in our grand ballroom. Thank you again for being part of today's ceremony, and congratulations again to our wonderful graduates. Thank you.